Before I went to bed, I headed to my window to close the curtain. Oh, I saw the shadow of a person near the porch. What was this, like frickin' Keiichi now? Which was, also with Tanagashi, had the same thing play out. It's weird! There's like, of all the answer arcs, Keiichi was the only one that played it straight down the middle, exactly the same as its question arc, but from a different character perspective, which gives, a lot more, just reveals what was actually going on in the plot. This one, on the other hand, different story, similar scenario, and heck, even Keiichi somehow has memories of Onikakushi, which is interesting. It's not the first time he's had an incident like that. It's quite weird, but neat. I saw the shadow of a person near the porch. Who could it be so late? Well, I didn't have to guess who it was. There's only one person I knew who might come to see me so late. I opened the window and looked more carefully this time. I was right. Oh, it was Rena. Well, I knew it was Rena, but I wasn't expecting her to be like, oh. She was just standing still under the lights. I mean, if she had the creepy face, that's what I was kind of expecting. But no. I wondered how long she'd been there for. It didn't look like she was going to ring the doorbell. She was just standing there. She seemed to be asking herself whether to ring the doorbell or not. For how long had she been hesitating in front of my door? It looked like even standing was giving her a hard time. She looked very tired. I ran down the stairs, put my sandals on, and rushed out of the house. Rena looked surprised to see me, even though I came out after making a lot of noise. Rena! Is that you? Rena! She looked relieved to see me for a moment, but then she soon glanced downward and looked sad again. Maybe... Because last time they met, she'd reveal what she knew about his past, and was like, ha ha ha, so I don't believe you, so fuck you, we're not friends anymore. Maybe she's feeling regret about that. Despite her delusions, she's probably still capable of feeling bad for that. Maybe. How long have you been standing here?
I don't know, maybe since the sunset.
Rena must have been staying somewhere outside the last 2 days at the very least. What, 2 days now? And it wasn't like she'd been camping for fun. She'd been in a state of high tension the whole time, believing that someone was trying to kill her. Wait, is this the same day as when he told the rest of the club about it and they were all accepting, just it doesn't matter what happened then. Who you are now is what counts in our book. And it's all then Keiichi remembered somehow Onikakushi and was emotional and all that. And Riku's I understand, and Sotoko and Mion and Chie essentially were what's gotten into you, Keiichi? Why are you crying and stuff? And all that. Is this the same day or is it the next day? And by that I mean the night of that day. Because, time's a bit confusing. If they took the key visual arts approach, they'd have, just the base. This is pretty much a basic in visual novels, really, isn't it? It's just have a calendar clock thing up in the corner of the screen or something. But I guess that's maybe one of those differences. It's just no, that's what defines the difference between a sound novel and a visual novel. I don't really fully understand what the difference actually is. I mean, the text bar, for example, feels very different because there is no text bar; it's just scrolling text. So it's kind of a different feel. But you've also got the backgrounds, and the character portraits, which has a very visual novel kind of esque thing going on it. But it's a sound novel at the same time. It's confusing. Imagine if this had voice acting, though. Anyway, she'd been in a state of high tension all the time, believing that someone was trying to kill her. Rena looked utterly exhausted. She seemed to have taken care of the deep scratch she made on her neck the other day with some large band-aids. You know what? You know, like, there are audiobooks and stuff. I wonder if there's one for the Higurashi series. It's like, well, my Let's Play, it could be seen as that, but a very terrible one because I keep rambling. That's a thing I remember thinking last night, I think it was. When I was trying to sleep, I just, like, thought to myself, just like... Because I remember, like, a comment, I can't remember when and who commented, but there was a comment suggesting maybe... somewhere down the line, redoing my Clannad Let's Play. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. It's a long-ass novel. It's actually on Steam nowadays, so that's neat. Little Busters is also on Steam as well. Surprised me. But you know what isn't on Steam? Canon. Just like, I think I still got the novel, but I'd just be worried about hitting that freaking icon and just for my antivirus to be like, no! And I'd never be able to find it ever again. Just like, and then I was like thinking, you know, it's just like Canon, that could be one potentially I could redo, because that was the very first Let's Play I did, sort of. Well, technically the first recording I ever did was for the Clock Tower LP way back when, but part 1 of the Canon LP was the first video uploaded on my main channel, so that counts as officially the first Let's Play, and it was long as fuck. So it's early days, so imagine it with my current kind of like commentary style, it'd be even longer. But anyways, it's like just thinking stuff like that, and then I was like thinking, you know, as you do when you're trying to sleep and your mind won't shut the fuck up, I was like, you know what would be interesting if I was fluent in Japanese, like perfectly fluent in Japanese to the point where I could freaking translate these novels as I play them. I could freaking LP all those untranslated novels and shit. And I just thought, it's like, okay, it'd be like this. Some people would be like, oh, thank fuck, there's someone who's actually done a Let's Play. This novel has been translated. Now, finally know what's going on in the plot. Tunes into the video. Ah, fuck, this guy just rambles. He's not even reading it half the time. Fuck this shit. Disliked. Nah. That's totally how it would be. But how interesting would that be? Just like freaking Air, another key visual novel. I don't think it's ever been fully translated. That'd be a neat one, wouldn't it? If I, you know, was fluent, able to understand Japanese perfectly. But that's not the case. It's a slow learning process. A slow learning process that I don't even really know how it works. It's like, I'm not like diligently like, okay, I'm like researching how this makes sense and this makes sense. No, it's just kind of a casual thing. Anyways, I'm rambling. She seemed to have taken care of the deep scratch she made on her neck the other day with some large band-aids. Band-aids had cute pictures, but that only made the wound on her neck look more painful. I saw some band-aids soaked with blood on her arms and body too, and I could tell she made them herself. She had more scars than she had last night. Anyway, let's go inside. You haven't eaten anything for 2 days, have you? When I tried to take her in the house, she refused with a vague expression on her face. It wasn't that she didn't want to go into the house. It's more like she had to refuse because she thought she didn't deserve it.
I can't take it anymore. Even at this moment, my guts are moving through my body. It itches really badly and I feel like they're about to come out from everywhere.
My god, it really does feel like Watanagashi and Meerkashi, like the end of that. It's like where Keiichi meets and they're just like, oh, you alright? Yeah. But how will this one end? Rena, I think you have some kind of disease. Why don't you get some rest here and we'll go to the clinic first thing in the morning. He understands your delicate situation, so he'll see you in private.
No, I know it. I know exactly how Tomitake-san died. I'm trying not to do what he did for as long as possible.
Rena believes she was given some kind of suspicious drug that made her claw at her neck to death just like Tomitake-san did. She had convinced herself that it was going to happen. You know, poor Tomitake at this point in the series, he's just a footnote now. Just like, once like a kind of like, oh, a new character in Orikakuchi is like, oh, this guy seems interesting enough. Then he dies and it's all like, whoa! And then he keeps dying in every arc and gets increasingly downplayed in a role. It's like, oh, Tom Taggart, the sound died again. Oh, well. The only real consistent thing, well, one of the only consistent things throughout all these arcs is Tomitaka-san always seems to die. She wouldn't hear anything else right now, but she really wanted somebody to help her. She wanted help, but when someone tried to give her a hand, it looked like the hand of the devil. You know what? What does devil look like in Japanese? Devil, 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 devil. Where is devil, 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 devil? I wonder if that's devil. Because it's got the oni in there. So, you know, it kind of makes sense for the devil to have demon within its kanji. I don't think it's in here, though. Let's look for devil. Devil, 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 devil. Devil. Devil, 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 devil. Nope. Of course not. How about Satan? Well, that'd probably just be in katakana if it's in here. Satan isn't exactly of Japanese origin, is it? It wouldn't have an equivalent word for it. Satan? Satan? Well, you don't have Satan, but you do have Santa, and that's the same thing, right? But that's like Santa Cruz. Just katakana. But that is definitely right there as kanji character for demon. But the rest of this kind of makes it look like it's combined or something to form another kanji. I noticed that a lot in kanji characters, they have like kind of a combination. It's like I don't know. And Rena's name again, you know, in katakana. I suppose it's because it's technically a nickname, so it's not a real name, which is Rena, which has kanji characters for a name. So since it's nickname, it's Rena, 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 Rena. Demo. It's like I can, you know. It's like I can actually see what it actually says. Like demo is just like but, I guess, or however, or something like that, you know. It's like it feels like it's more like there, really, isn't it? Rather than being up there. It's like demo is like but it's kind of like that kind of, you know. It's like with Japanese, it's like I can translate it without translating it, if that makes sense. It's like if I see hiragana and to an extent katakana and sometimes even kanji characters, I can be like, yeah, I can actually say what that actually says. Fuck if I know what it actually says half the time. It's like I can see how kanji characters come in use, because if you know what the kanji character means, it doesn't even matter if you can read it or not, because you kind of get a general idea of what the meaning is. Like, if I see a kanji character for what, it's like I can kind of gauge where the sentence structure is kind of going, is like in a kind of what. And if I see ka at the end of a statement, then I know it's a question and stuff like that. But yeah, it's confusing language. Then again, you could say the same for English. It's just because you grew up learning the language makes it so that, you know, it's pretty straightforward. You don't really think much about it when you get older. I suppose it's the same with any language, really. You learn it and you just like look at people struggling to learn your language and it's like, what's the big deal? It's not that hard, is it? Surely not. But then if they were to learn your language, they'd be like, ah, fuck, this is really difficult. If this was some kind of disease, what a horribly depressing disease it was.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to die, but I don't think I have much time.
It's not going to happen. You're a member of our unbeatable club. Rena, You're not going to die so easily.
Thanks. Well, I want to say sorry before I die.
I want to see how this is like an example of like recognizing kanji characters and see if I can translate it fully. Actually, I don't see the kanji character for... No, wait. Oh, there it is. That's a kanji character for deaf. I recognize that one as well. There's Keiichi's name. So he's like, ah ha ha, that's her laughing. Arigato, thanks. Soredene, something that I don't know. Shinja, something ni. Keiichi-kun no shitemo, something. Ritakata no. She said something about she wants to say sorry, apologize, right? So let's try that kind of think. Sumimasen is more of an excuse me kind of way of saying sorry than anything else. What was the other one? Alright. Dictionary, refresh my memory. What are the various ways you can say sorry? Sorry, where is it? It's quite a lot of words. Yeah, it's got sumimasen on sorry. But I know there's another way of saying it. Let me see here. Is it there? Is any of those characters there? I don't see it. Another way of expressing regret, which kinda would fit, but I don't see it in the kanji characters, is sannen. Wait. I see the kanji character to feel sorry for someone, which is dareka, but it's oh wait, maybe it is, but it's re instead of ra. So dari takatano. Now, I don't know what the other character is, or the other character. So these two characters, I have no idea, but I've definitely seen this one before, and I think this one as well. But yeah, let's get back to the plot, shall we? Just wanted to try to see if I could translate that and fail completely. Sorry? For what? Okay, I can probably do that much. Oh, wait. Daru, maybe? Maybe? Or maybe it's a different one. Nani o dayo? Or nano? It's probably nani or something. I don't know. Different ways of saying what, but they all kind of have a similar feel to them.
Yesterday I said terrible things to you and I hurt your feelings.
So it is the next day then. She must be talking about last night. She trusts me, but when Oishi-san told her about my past, she felt betrayed. And after that, everything I did out of goodwill seemed like the opposite to her. I know what it's like. I once felt the same way about you, Rena.
Well, before I moved here I did many horrible things too. A lot, actually.
Really? I didn't know.
What I did is beyond comparison. You just shot someone with a toy gun. I hit somebody's head really hard with a metal baseball bat. Everybody got hurt really badly. And they also broke the windows in my school, and...
I know, but I don't care about any of that. You did that before you moved here. That's why you stopped being Rena Ryugu and became Rena after you moved here, right? To me, you're my best friend who's very kind, thoughtful and fun. That's the most important thing. I don't care who you were before. You know what would really bring this scene to a dramatic conclusion? Is if she hit him over the head with metal bats. It's like, it comes full circle.
So I was way worse than you were. I have no right to say you're not my friend.
I felt the same way too. I was afraid of you because I heard about your past.
Oh, you knew.
Rena laughed sadly. She seemed shocked to find out that I knew about her history when she thought I didn't. I was like, so what?
Eh?
It doesn't matter how bad you were before you moved here. You've been through ups and downs with tears and laughter, but since you moved to Inimizawa, you've been living a proud life. I cannot look at ups and downs the same way after Simon Miller's Ups and Downs series on the What Culture channel. Just like, there's ups and downs. I have no idea what I'm talking about unless you actually watch those. The important thing is that you regret what you did. That's all that matters. You've grown up to be a respectable person. I don't care about your past. I should have noticed it earlier. Rena is Rena. That's why she's Rena Ryugu. I could not stand that simple thing when she said she wasn't Rena. You heard about my past too, right? That was pretty bad as well. I was such a brat. I regret the stupid things I did. So, I thought moving here was a good opportunity for me to start over. I believe I've been the person I wanted to be since I moved to Inimizawa. Isn't it the same with you, Rena? It doesn't matter how you lived in Ibaraki. The important thing is that you're Rena Ryugu. You wanted to be in Inimizawa. So I don't care about whoever Rena Ryugu was.
Yeah, you're right.
We can start our life over as many times as we want. We might make a lot of mistakes and hurt ourselves. That lets us become the people we want to be. You fall once or twice in your life, but that's life. We can't let that beat us down. We have to keep growing. So, I was such an asshole for getting scared of you because of your past. Doesn't matter how many times you fall. When you go through a lot of pain, you can be kinder to others. So I don't need to know your past, and even if I knew, it shouldn't have changed the way I treat you. But we were fools. We couldn't understand that until we went through things like this ourselves. Mion knew that from the beginning. We were such fools. We hurt each other and we made each other cry. So Rena Ryugu is and will always be my best friend forever. When you have to go through a hard time, I'll help you no matter what. Trust me on that.
Thank you. I trust you, Keiichi-kun.
It's very tragic, but what she said isn't true. She probably didn't mean to lie, but I knew she didn't trust me from the bottom of her heart. My words didn't reach her. I knew that because Rena kept telling me to trust her that time. She kept saying those words, while I kept hitting her with that bat. But they still didn't reach me.
I don't think I have much time left. But I'll try my best to save Inimizawa because wonderful people like you live here.
No, Rena.
I'm not going to let them take over this village. I'll fight so we can regain the peaceful days we had. I'll defeat that conspiracy.
She said that she trusted me, but she didn't understand anything I was saying. Even if I kept telling her that the conspiracy was Tuckenstein's delusion, it wouldn't reach her. Heck, even if you show her the other absurd scrapbooks, she probably wouldn't be convinced at all. Like, if it seemed too absurd, even for her at this point, she'd probably just brush it off as them trying to, you know, plant different information to throw her off.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Thank you for forgiving me.
I do. I forgive you. So please forgive me for what I did to you.
I'm going to save Inimizawa, I promise. So, Keiichi-kun, will you help me? I trust you, only you, Keiichi-kun. We can save Inimizawa together.
Rena! I knew how bad of a corner Rena was driven into. If I was her, I'd be walking around with a baseball bat, thinking every single person around me was my enemy. And that actually happens. It's like in Onikakushi, which again, for the millionth time, was the question arc to this answer arc. So it's kind of it's just like, when you think about it, who was the craziest one? Keiichi in his scenario, or Rena in her scenario here? It's like, from Rena's perspective, we haven't really seen her like hallucinating the way Keiichi did. It's like she sees everyone as an enemy like Keiichi did, but it feels different compared to how it was with Keiichi. It's like they both were very delusional, but it's like a different feel to it, which is kind of interesting, really. It kind of differentiates the characters and doesn't make them just 100% the same in that scenario. They have a different, they're in a similar scenario, they're dealing with it in a similar way, but they're not exactly the same personality. Well, obviously. So I kind of find that those little extra details kind of neat. Rena cared about me so much, but I saw her as my worst enemy. But Rena, you still trust me, even when you're driven into this bad of a corner. I couldn't understand what you were saying. I beat you to death while you kept trying to trust me. Well, tell me to trust you, but you're different. You still trust me. You are so...
Why are you crying?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll never betray you. I trust you, Rena, so please forgive me.
I don't know what you're talking about. You always believed in me, Keiichi-kun. So I trust you too. I can trust you, right? You're the only one who trusts me, right?
Tears fell from my eyes. I sobbed and nodded again and again to answer her. Tears welled up in Rena's eyes too. Before I knew it, we were putting our foreheads together with tears in our eyes. Okay, that's probably Rena then.
Well, I found a way to end this battle.
Really?
Yeah, I might not stand a chance, but this is the best and only resistance I can think of.
Rena, I don't know what you're going to do, but if you do that, we can regain our happy days, right? We can, can't we? We have to. I'm not going to let you go anywhere.
Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. It's going to be a come-from-behind victory, and we'll regain our happy days for sure.
I don't know what she had on her mind. It began with a delusion, and it ended with a delusion. If I encouraged her too much, she'd twist it into an attack on her. It was like that at that time. I took Rena's goodwill as the complete opposite thing, so I stopped denying her story. This was Rena's battle. It was her lonely battle. She had to fight against her own delusion. The more we tried to help her, the more we drove her into a corner. I would always be there for her. But if she needed help, she could reach me. I wanted to let her know that, so I said just one thing. I'm on your side until the very last moment. No matter what, I'm on your side. Even if I told her to trust me, I knew she couldn't right now. I knew that, but I told her those words anyway. Even if she couldn't believe them, and if she tried to smash my head in, I'd say those words. I'd keep saying them until I die.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Everything will be over tomorrow. We'll win for sure. And then we can play around in the club together again. With everyone. We'll return to our happiest times.
Although she wished to regain our happy times so badly, I couldn't get rid of the darkness that controlled her minds.
Well, I have to go now. I have to get ready for tomorrow.
Tell the truth, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to stop her, even if I had to grab her arm. She's like, Rena, no! Don't do it! Have you any idea how long it'll probably be for the next arc to be released? We gotta drag this on, god damn it! We're not ready for the finale of this arc, no! What the fuck am I gonna do in between the next release? It'll take I wouldn't be surprised. Like, if by October there's no announcement or anything for a release, then it'd seem official in my eyes that they have no intention of releasing the next arc this year. And that would be a major, piss take because of how long these arcs are taking to release. But anyways, I couldn't stop her like that. If I grabbed her arm, she wouldn't trust me anymore. Wait, Rena, what do you have to get ready for tomorrow? Do to get ready, I mean.
It's a secret. I might ask you to help later. You'll help me when I do, right?
Of course. I nodded strongly so she could tell that I was still on her side. But I didn't know what her come from behind victory meant at this point. Well, I do, but I'm not telling you. The first thing I could think of is that she was going to invade the house of the Sonzaki family, which she thought was her enemy. So I called Mion to warn her after Rena left. Mion laughed bitterly and said, "Why does everybody want us to be the bad guys so much?" But she understood the situation. It'd be easier if we really did act like the bad guys. It might be better if we tied her down and took her to the hospital. If it comes to that, I guess we have no choice, but I want to believe her until the last second. Wait, no, that's probably Keiichi, and the other line is probably Mion. It'd be easier if we really did act like the bad guys. It might be better if we tied her down and took her to a hospital. If it comes to that, I guess we have no choice, but I want to believe her until the last second. She still had the strong heart to trust me no matter how badly she'd been driven into a corner. She's not like me, so I'm sure she can defeat her delusion. It's hard for this old man to understand what you and Rika-chan have been talking about these days. Something serious happened lately. You can say it happened lately in a way. I killed Mion a couple of days after the festival. I'm sorry I've been talking crazy lately. Anyway, please don't lose confidence in Rena, right? You know I won't. Anyway, anyone can catch a cold of the heart sometimes. It just happened to Rena this time, and that's all. Well, she has a relatively high fever, but I'm not sure she'll get better soon, and we can laugh about. I'm sure she'll get better soon, and we can laugh about this later. It's not as bad as you think, Keiichi. That silly Oishi admitted his mistake. He doesn't even know about, you know what. So we'll just say Rena overreacted a little bit, and this will be over. Really? You really think you can do that? You never get that I'm the next head of the Sonzaki family. I have both the skill and the power to do that. This old man had a minute with Oishi at a restaurant today, and we cleared up all the misunderstandings. Oishi was shaking in fear the whole time. Hey, I'm pretty good, don't you think? Mion bragged about her achievement, laughing loudly. I could tell she was exaggerating a little. Anyway, compared to the sense of impending doom Rena seemed to be feeling, the others seemed to be taking it rather easy. It was all up to Rena now. If she understood everything, she could go back to the peaceful world she wished for. We were waiting for her to reach out to us, just like we did by the abandoned car at the garbage dump that day. Rena, I couldn't win, but I know you can, because you're the one who told me to have faith until the end. So I know you can win. That didn't mean that she could literally win the last battle she was talking about earlier. But Rena would win. She'd win and she'd regain her peaceful life. But will it be the case under the moon, Higurashi, when they cry, Carl, last night, tips? Achievement, she's just sick right now. Put a band-aid on those mental scars. No, that's just dumb. And the moon. I think I've got a cold. Tomorrow is the day. Who's speaking? Oh, you mean the day we die? Wait. Oh, I see. It's going to end up the same way this time, just like the last time. I don't know about that. It's been very similar to the last one, but there were some things that were different too. Keiichi remembered what happened. It's impossible. There's no way he could remember. I mean, there's no way he could know. The more you say that it's absolutely impossible, the more it makes me feel like it's a real miracle. There's nothing we can do. It's going to end up the same way again. I'm not sure about that. Yes, it will. Everything will be over. and the Higurashi cry. You know, title drop. Was it all going to end anyway? The more often you throw a die, the closer the turtle will get to the average. When you throw a die 100 times, even if a miracle happens and you get a 6 twice or 3 times in a row, turtle will average out in the end. That's a fact of statistics. But, you know, statistics tend to be bullshit. When you throw a die 100 times, the total number ranges from 100 to 600. The more you throw, the greater the likelihood that the numbers will converge on the average. But the truth is, the more you throw, the more possible outcomes you create. There are 500 different features you can create by throwing a die 100 times. There are 5,000 different features you can create by throwing a die 1,000 times. There might be one feature among them that enables you to actually finish this never-ending game of dice. Keiichi showed me a miracle and he taught me that it's not a waste of effort to keep throwing a die. Don't give in to something like an average. You think we'll never have a different ending, don't you? I can tell because it's written all over your face. I think so too. I think we're going to have the same ending this time again. I'm not going to give up hope until I throw the die for the last time. Keiichi taught me that. Something's going to be different this time. I'll try to believe in that. Like, you're a very strong person. It's like, yeah, in case you couldn't get the point, it's Rika's perspective. But it's just like, who the hell's talking to Rika, you may be wondering? Well, we won't find out in this arc. Yeah, I know. That's because I'm a lot younger than you. Rika? Meep. Why are you still awake? It's not good to stay up so late. Sorry, I couldn't sleep, so I was just looking at the stars. I'm going to bed now. Please do. Good night, Rika. Good night, Stoker. It's like, oh, she was. Well, obviously she wasn't bloody talking to Stoker there. That does not sound in character for Stoker, does it? You know what? What's the conjure characters for their names? It's like, this leads to the question. It's like, who is this person Rika was talking to? And like I said, we won't find out in this arc, but the next arc, whenever it gets released, we'll find out the answers. Okay, so... Sumi, which is good night. Which one was which? It's like saying, oh yes, Sumi, know this. Which name? I think that was Sudoku, right? Yeah, it must be, because you got the R there, so it's like Rika. So Rika's got these kanji. Sudoku has these. That's like 3 bloody kanji characters. Is their name really? That's like, that would mean that each syllable has a kanji character. Be like sa, to, ko. Freaking hell, that's a lot of kanji characters for such a simple sounding name, isn't it? Well, that was interesting. Fascinating. Truly. And since we didn't get an achievement for, you know, getting all the tips, it's not over yet for those. There are still chapters to go through. I want to... Okay, good. Working with only me on the screen made miss Rena a lot. I just want to actually have a character on screen when I save the novel, you know, for another day. Because, you know, when it's just blank like this, it just looks uninspired. Let's actually look through them again. You got Mion, okay, it's just Mion. It's like, Mion always happens to be the one. It's like, we've got her in her gym clothes, we got her in that weird clothes that she had as punishment. Got her in her school clothes and school clothes. Not her casual clothes in any of these. That's just the one you're missing, Mion. Look at these houses. They look like they come from a long time ago. It's like those kind of like prehistoric kind of village kind of recreations. Only it's an actual building that people live in. nowadays, how? Just really is a rural village, isn't it? I don't know how rural though. I think it's up in the mountains somewhere in Japan. Because, you know, these are actual pictures of an actual village. But of course, the events of Higurashi are completely fictional, of course. But anyways, see you next time, viewers. See you next time.